Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Basim, you have just undergone 5 hours of interrogation. What was it like? What did they ask you?
Well, because what I present is visual, it's video, these are like episodes. So basically we were going through the punchlines that were considered by others as an insult to the president or as some sort of being a contempt to the Islamic religion. So we were basically answering question line by line, phrase by phrase, and joke by joke.
And how did they take it? I mean, look, Basim, the last time I interviewed you was in December, and you said to me on this program that yes, President Morsi and the powers that be seem to like it all so far, that this is the best time to have a satirical program in Egypt. Are you eating your words, or do you still believe that to be the case?
No. I mean, first of all, it is the best time to have a political satire show in Egypt because everything that's happening around us is surreal. I mean, if you don't make fun of it, you just like wither away and die. I mean, that's your only option. Maybe President Morsi still liked my program. I mean, that was, of course, an assumption. But the problem is that it's not just the problem of President Morsi. It's the problem of the people who are basically behind the power, the Muslim Brotherhood. Before, I mean, when I went on with Jon Stewart, on all my interviews, I said, if democracy got the Muslim Brotherhood in power, they should have a chance. And I still stand by my words. But the thing is, if they have a chance in a truly democratic elected system after a revolution, they need to shape up and they need to step up. And all what we have seen so far is basically the same old game and the business as usual, prosecuting people with freedom of speech.
Do you think the revolution is going backwards?
Oh, the revolution have gone backwards so long ago. No, I mean, I think it's a phase that any revolution should pass by. And basically, the good thing about the revolution that we need people to show up for their words. They need to step up. And now it is the time for the political Islamic power to actually step up and show us if they're actually truly moderate and they're truly democratic and they believe in democracy.
Well, let me ask you, because, look, they've accused you of not only insulting the president, but also, you know, partaking in public disorder by your satire programs and also insulting Islam. How worried are you about the seriousness of those charges?
I'm not worried at all because I'm a Muslim, I'm a practicing Muslim. I always say I'm a proud Egyptian, I'm a proud Muslim. So it's basically, it is some sort of an accusation that comes from the time of the Inquisition. So this is modern time Inquisition where they hold people for their words and they use holy reasons to put them in jail. So I'm not worried because I have not done anything to insult my religion, which I'm proud of. And there are some people who want to make it as if it is a fight or a struggle between seculars and Muslims. This is not true. Many people like me who are practicing Muslim, they are moderate and they don't like the people who represent what they call political Islam. I mean, Islam is a wonderful religion, it's a great religion, a peaceful religion, and there are some other people who claim to be the sole representatives of Islam. They're the ones who are actually giving a bad image, and they're basically insulting the image of Islam. So it's not like an infidels versus Islam war.
What are the specific things that you are alleged to have done? How did you insult the president or Islam according to these charges?
Specifically, I think about insulting the president, there was a couple of punchlines basically commenting on his speeches, which, as I think it was written, that people felt extremely affected psychologically to see their president being insulted, and that would actually affect our status throughout the war.
Are you intimidated by this? 5 hours of interrogation, more than $2,000 in bail, possible trial, who knows what next? Are you changing the tone of your show?
The tone of my show is actually getting higher and higher and higher. And I'm not intimidated, I'm just exhausted by this. So I'm not gonna let this drain me. I'm just gonna continue and continue with the show, continuing with the same high tone of the show. We're not going to back down. We're not going to actually, we're not going to relax about what we do. We're going to have fun doing it as usual.
President Morsi's office says that the public prosecutor operates independently of the presidency and that he, President Morsi, respects free speech. Do you believe that?
Well, again, if they said that, I believe it, but this is exactly the same rhetoric that we heard from the ex-regime. I mean, the ex-President Mubarak never put someone directly into an investigation. There were other people who were great supporters of the regime who did that for him. And he would come again at the end and actually show his grace and release them. So, I mean, we're talking here about the fundamentals of all of this. In a modern democratic country, those laws that can actually allow people to put other people into investigation and trial and jail because of accusation like insulting the president or insulting a certain religion is ridiculous. These are actually the foundations of a fascist regime. The law of insulting the president has been there since the 1880s. This is actually was taken from the French law, which was abandoned in 1904. We are actually we are operating with a law that has been obsolete for over a century. It's ridiculous.
And in the meantime, there are other really troubling things happening in Egypt. For instance, the huge spike in sexual assaults against women, not to mention the terrible economic problems and the security, law and order problems. I mean, do you see the government able to tackle this? Are they reacting against you because they feel under threat by the other real problems that are happening in Egypt?
The problem now with the rhetoric of the government and their supporting media, that they are blaming everything on the media for talking about problems instead of actually solving the problem. This is a government that is hanging its failure on others people right for free speech. So basically you're having an authority that has failed every single promise, and they expect that people will remain silent, and they expect that people that will shut up, and that will not happen. So that's why you have the unrest.
And Bاسم, finally, when I interviewed you a few months ago, you told me that your mother was quite worried about you, that every time you popped up on television, she thought that you were going to be hauled off to jail. Do you think her fears have come true?
Well, I mean, she's still worried. And now going to jail is a risk that we have to go through. But, you know, with big shows and big programs comes great responsibility and maybe bigger risks. So I think we just have to accept that this will happen anytime. And meanwhile, we will just have fun doing this.
Have you heard from Jon Stewart?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course he asked about me, and he's we've been in touch and we've been corresponding, and who knows, maybe he will talk about me on the show. Hi, John.
Bاسم Yusuf, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.